Mission Stardate 2509-1047. This is Michael reporting for the timesheets introduction for everybody to understand how we've thought about designing this. I don't even see the feature. Where is the option? Timesheets. No, it's missing alphabetically. Timesheets. So under timesheets, we have the ability as a staff member, I want to be able to record my time I'm spending. It'll be akin to what we're currently doing in Tempo. It's been modeled around what Tempo does already. So I think a lot of you will be familiar with the UX that we're doing, the user experience. So as a staff member, I want to go in and log my time for a particular day or for a week. The customer has inferred that they're going to be doing this at the end of a week in Palace Kenry, but they could of course do this on a daily basis. So as a staff member, I log in and I see my timesheet section. I can see for the existing selected period, I can pick, for example, this week. I can see that this number of course isn't accurate, but it's just static. I can see how many hours I've logged this week straight away. I can also then see the different statuses of what types of logs I've done. So I'll show you what that means in a second. We can also see this. These stats they're not correct, are they? No. Okay, so these metrics aren't correct either. They have to be updated in the UI, but the general flow essentially is as a staff member, I can actually go in and log my time. So I click on log work. I can pick a recent one, which will show recent ones I've already added. I can also pick a schedule, which I've been assigned. So as a teacher or as a particular member of the staff, if I'm assigned a particular schedule to teach, these will all populate here. And in internal, they'll be defining, for example, human resources, whatever it is internal wise that they want to track themselves. So they'll be able to pick between assigned, which is schedule work, internal, and recent items. On the spec, it actually details this in more description. So if you have any questions, please read the spec beforehand. The description of it, of course, will be, I'll just pick human resources and just say, I don't know, team meeting, whatever it is. So I'll then, it'll obviously select my own name, I presume, when I sign in. So it'll always pick my name. I'm just talking to the devs as I do this. It should pick my name when I obviously log my work, so I don't have to keep selecting the person. And similar to obviously as you can do a Tempo, I pick a date or a range and I can say how many hours I worked. So I can pick in 4 hours. Are we using the letter 4H? So ideally it should say 4H. Yeah. And then I can log another, which lets me then click this, which will, I don't know what it'll do, but I think it's still ready to be coded. It's just UI. I log my work, and this will basically say for my timesheets, it will tell me now that I've now logged, again, this isn't 4 hours, no, it's internal. So it's 4 hours for human resources. Okay, so there's internal versus courses. Now this is changing based on recent conversations with customers, so please don't get confused. So the metrics are not accurate in this screen, but the general workflow is what we're trying to explain here. So when I do a work log, you'll see it appear down here, and it'll obviously give me the information. I can now, of course, open it again when I click view. And essentially, that's all it is, logging work. There is one other aspect to it, which is they're going to submit then the weekly timesheets to managers to approve. And that will be a new option up here for managers when they sign in to be able to see approvals and approval requests, that they'll be able to toggle that as well. And I'll explain that in a second when I go to manager. As a staff member, I can go in here and log work to record the time I'm spending on a particular item. That's really the staff's experience. As a manager, I can come in here, like you can see for time off, very similar UI. I can obviously see as a department how much time has been logged in a particular week, month, etc. I can also log my own work if I wanted to from the same screen, or I can log work on behalf of somebody else if they forgot to log work and they ask you to do it for them. That may or may not happen actually. I can go to an overview screen, which is this screen, as same with time off. I didn't show that actually in the other one. Anyway, detail screen, which gives me a tabular view, and these will be selectable, I believe. I can click on them and they'll pop up as well to show me information. They're not there at the moment, but they will be. I can toggle between day mode and week mode, so this is very like Tempo. I can also, as well as time off, export it as a CSV file. So this is essentially, as a manager, I'm going to be able to see overall what everybody's logging time-wise. I'm also going to be able to then see as an overview a whole team time-wise, and I'm also going to be able to see a button here that'll say approvals, and I'll be able to see all the pending approval of timesheets that I'll be clicking on to approve on another screen, which will be here. It's not there yet, but it will be there. Okay, wireframe to updated. That is timesheets. Timesheets will tie into a lot of the efforts that are being done as a group and explain to the managers where all the time is being spent on particular courses. The key aspect of this, of course, ties into credit weighting. When there's particular credit weighting on a particular course, if I spend 4 hours on a particular course, well then the equivalent credits will be assigned to the student. So there's a knock-on effect of logging time as well in several different areas. That is how you record timesheets as a staff member, as a manager, and I'll do another video on the approvals for timesheets, which will be subsequent to the UI being changed. That is timesheets.